You ever wonder what smart, strategic women know about handling men that they never say out loud? Yeah, those women who just get it. In this series, I'm sharing the kind of low-key power plays that work whether you're married, dating, or just texting that one guy you kind of like. So let's start here. Never ever compete with another woman over a man. Picture this. A guy walks into a room. One woman's dressed to kill, showing off every curve like it's her full-time job. Another woman, she's not flashy at all, but she's catering to his every need. Are you okay? Can I get you anything? What makes you happy? Then there's a third woman. She's wearing what she likes, not caring if it's hot or not by someone else's standards. She's sipping her drink, vibing in her own world, totally turned into her joy. Guess who's his magnetized toward? That third one, the one who isn't performing, the one who's living. Now, if this is your first time on my channel, welcome, but here's something you need to understand about feminine energy. It's like a black hole. It pulls things in. But when your focus is always outward, what should I wear to impress him? How do I make him like me? You're in chasing mode, you're leaking power. But when your energy turns inward, when you're enjoying your world, dancing in your bubble, savoring your moment, that's when you're the gravity. That's when people feel drawn to step into your orbit. So when you're out, don't scan the room wondering who's looking at you. Just ask, am I loving this moment? That's the vibe that pulls kings. Next strategy, self-respect. And I don't mean some vague buzzword, I mean standards. Let's say you always do your makeup a certain way, dress a certain way. That's how he saw you. That's how he chose you. Then one day he goes, hey, I love you, but could you not wear that anymore? You know what you say? I've always done this. I like it. It makes me feel good. Compare that to that woman who waits for him to point out a flaw so she can fix it. Girl, no. If someone wants to change you because something about you makes them uncomfortable, that's not love, that's projection. And you don't shapeshift for someone else's insecurity. You only evolve from love, your own love for yourself. If there's something you truly want to change because you want to get better, great. But if changing it feels like abandoning yourself, then no one is worth that. Here's the real flex. Women who know their worth don't tear other women down to feel taller. You can't be divine feminine and a gossip in the same breath. So when you see a girl playing pick-me games, copying you, talking about you, trying to be you, smile. That's flattery, not competition. She's trying to replace you, and newsflash, she can't. People are irreplaceable. You are irreplaceable. If a man does leave you for a girl who's chasing him harder or kissing his ass more, he was never choosing you. He was just choosing who seemed like the best available option in the moment. It's not real love, that's convenience. And here's a killer move. Show him you're hurt without saying a word. No long texts, no explanations. If someone treats you less than you deserve, and you actually believe you deserve better, you leave, period. Say he loves your good morning text, your cooking, the little ways you take care of him. And one day he crosses a line. Don't lecture him, just withdraw. No more perks, no more sweetness. Let the silence hit, let the absence talk. He'll feel it more than any argument ever could. You know what makes a man respect you real quick? Dropping your energy from 80 to 30 like it's nothing. Don't explain it, don't warn him. Just shift. If he's not treating you right, you mirror that energy immediately. Stop waiting for someone to give you respect. You take it. If he wanted to treat you right, he would have done it already. People don't play fair unless they're scared. People don't play fair unless they're scared not to. Here's the truth. You run the relationship, not him. You set the tone. You decide how deep it goes. You decide if it even continues. If a woman doesn't want intimacy, love, or connection, guess what? None of that exists. And yet, we've been brainwashed to believe the guy is in charge. No, all the power is in your hands. It always has been. If you're sacrificing your worth to earn love, you're not gonna get love. You're gonna get disrespected. A woman who knows her value says, hey, I get that life's been busy for you and we haven't connected. Are you okay? That's grace and power and emotional control. Let's talk money. A man who says, I can't afford to take you out, is basically saying, I want access to you, but I won't invest in you. Imagine a woman telling a man, hey, I know you love pretty girls, but I just can't afford to look cute today. That sounds crazy, right? That's how you sound when you excuse a man's lack of effort. Beautiful women invest in themselves. We stay on top of our looks, our goals, our health. And you're telling me you're gonna link up with someone who gives you nothing in return? No, babe. That's not empathy, that's self-abandonment. A high-value woman doesn't lower her standards. She says, this isn't enough for me, and if he really wants to be with you, he'll rise. He'll work 2 jobs. He'll start saving. He'll move mountains just to meet you where you are. Men thrive under pressure. Be the woman who forces him to grow. Behind every successful man is a woman who spends all his money, and you know what? That pressure builds kings. Some men don't even know what they're capable of until they're pushed. So be the reason he multiplies his income, not the excuse he stays lazy. Now here's a rule. Men don't fall in love with maids. Imagine a guy showing up to your second date with a huge bouquet saying, you're the woman I've been waiting for. Feels off, right? That's love bombing, and that's manipulation. That's not love. So don't be that woman either. Don't start acting like his wife when he hasn't even earned the role of a boyfriend. The more you overgive, the less desirable you become. Feminine power isn't about doing more, it's about knowing when to hold back. If he asks, why don't you cook for me? Why don't you come over? Why aren't we having sex? Your answer is simple. Because I'm not your wife. Stop playing a wife to a man who hasn't even committed to you. Let him earn your energy. Let him earn your love. You know what smart women do when a man keeps going on and on about how life is unfair and everything sucks? They leave. Not because he has problems, we all do, but because he's not doing anything about it. See, there's a huge difference between a man who's struggling and a man who's addicted to struggling. If all he does is complain, drain your energy with his sob stories, suck the life out of you while expecting you to hold his world together, he's not a partner, he's a weight. These are the types of men who, even in their 50s, still blame their parents for why they just couldn't get their life together. It's always someone else's fault. Always a new excuse, always the victim. And listen, I'm not saying they're bad people. I'm saying you can't build anything with them. You can only join them in their misery. That's why when a woman with emotional intelligence sees this energy coming, she says, yeah, you're right, that sounds rough. But tell me, are you looking for a partner or a therapist? Real women, women with standards, they ask themselves this every day. How is this man adding to my life? Did he make my day better or worse today? Is he actually trying to win me or just trying to keep me stuck? And when the answer isn't good enough, they don't get blinded by flowers, sweet text, that deep voice, or some cute good morning message. Because they know charm means nothing without consistency. And if a man shows up 6 months into dating saying, I'm serious about you, I want marriage, I'll support you financially, that's cute, but don't rush into it. Don't rush into anything. You stretch that engagement out a year, 2 years, and you watch. How responsible is he? How generous? How does he handle pressure? How does he talk to you when he's angry? Does he invest when things get hard, or does he disappear? Because let me be real with you, the biggest mistake high-value women never make, begging a man for commitment. You don't get commitment by chasing, you get commitment by being so self-sufficient that he's the one wondering how he could. You don't get commitment by chasing. You get commitment by being so self-sufficient that he's the one wondering how he could ever be happy without you. Men don't marry women they pity. They marry women who make their life better. Not women they have to drag through the mud to level up. If you're constantly asking, why don't you call me? When are we getting married? You don't love me like before. He's already sleeping. And if you're using sex, cooking, gifts, cleaning as ways to earn love, love is not a transaction. It's not earned like that. Love has to be already there. All you can do is nurture it, not fabricate it. And when a man tests you just to see if you'll lose yourself, you pass that test by smiling and staying grounded, not by spiraling into drama. Let's talk about jealous women real quick. You know the ones. They couldn't invest in themselves, never learned to dress the way they wanted, and now they throw shade masks as compliments. Like, wow, must be nice having so much free time to do your makeup, I could never. while smiling at you with dagger eyes. You don't take that bait. You just say, thanks, I actually don't spend that much time, but I'm glad it looks good. Smile and walk away. You never stoop. Because when a woman knows her worth, she doesn't enter cheap drama. She doesn't shrink herself to match someone's insecurity. She rises above it, and that drives them crazy. And just so you know, if a woman keeps trash talking you behind your back, she's not just jealous. She's mourning the version of herself she never became. You know how to deal with a man who act like they're the prize? You don't argue and you don't explain. You just look them dead in the eye and say, that's funny, only feminine men talk like that. Or hit them with, so you're one of those guys who expects a woman to chase you? Cute. I'm not one of those women. See, high value women, we don't prove our worth to anyone. We live by our values. We know our worth, and the universe, it mirrors it right back with people who actually see us. However you treat others, that's what you get back. And if a guy comes in hot right away, wants something serious immediately, he's not falling in love. He's setting a trap. He wants to make you feel safe just so he can get sex. Don't fall for it. The ones who shout the loudest about God, values, spiritual soulmates, those are the ones you should be watching closely. The fake prophets. The ones who know you'll let your guard down if they play the holy card. When a man says something like, you're the one God sent for me, or you're my divine partner, within 2 weeks, your answer is simple. Let's see if you still feel that way in a few months. If he says, I want to marry you, let's have sex now, you say, cool, if marriage is 100% happening, then waiting shouldn't be a problem. Smart women have lives. Joyful, radiant, juicy lives. Even if all they did today was play a board game and eat strawberries, if they loved it, that vibe alone pulls men in. It's not what you're doing, it's the energy you do it with. That joy you feel is magnetic. Let me explain why. We have 7 energetic bodies, not just this physical one, and whatever happens in your outer energy layers, emotional, mental, spiritual, eventually condenses and shows up physically. Illness, fatigue, skin issues, they start out there and move in. So stop asking, is this attractive? And ask instead, does this make me feel good? Because if it does, honey, it is attractive. Now, feminine women know how to say thank you and how to say I expect more. Here's the trick. Never say I'll only marry someone with a house, a car, a yacht, and 6 figures. That sounds bitter. Like you're placing a price tag on connection. Instead, try this. I admire men who plan for their future, who invest wisely and move with intention. Say it from desire, not from resentment. Because a woman who says you don't deserve me directly, she'll end up alone. The woman who gets chosen is the one who inspires him to be a better person, who sees his potential, paints the vision with him, not at him. Let's get this clear too. Beauty, sensuality, presence, those are currencies. Your energy is your currency. The level of attention you give, it should be equal to the level of investment he gives. Love without effort, that's like a job with no paycheck. If he takes it seriously, he'll invest in you. Time, energy, and yes, money. If a man says, I'm broke, then why is he asking you to pour into him? You could go bankrupt too emotionally, energetically. Just because your currency isn't dollars doesn't mean it's free. And if you're always available, texting back instantly, saying yes to every hangout, being on call 24/7, what's he supposed to miss? How can he crave you when you never leave? Mystery dies in constant availability. So keep your calls short, 3 minutes max. End the conversation when it's getting good. Always be busy. Always have something you enjoy. Never leave empty space in your schedule for him. Make him carve out this space. And trust me, he will. If that hit home, leave me a comment. I want to know your thoughts. And until next time, don't forget your energy is sacred. Treat it like currency.